question of ultimate responsibility for electrical installation work is a complex one. Electrical codes, such as the National Electrical Code, or NEC, primarily focus on the safety and proper installation methods of electrical systems. They outline the standards and requirements for electrical work to ensure safety and prevent hazards like fires and electrical shocks. However, the NEC does not explicitly define who is ultimately responsible in a legal or contractual sense for the installation. Responsibility for electrical work can be distributed among various parties depending on the project and applicable laws. These parties may include, firstly, the property owner, who is ultimately responsible for ensuring that all electrical work on their property complies with applicable codes and regulations. They may delegate the actual work to contractors, but the overall responsibility for compliance often rests with them. Secondly, the electrical contractor, who is hired to perform the electrical work. The contractor is responsible for ensuring that the work meets the requirements of the NEC and any other applicable codes and regulations. They are also responsible for obtaining any necessary permits and inspections. Thirdly, the electrician, who is the individual performing the hands-on electrical work. The electrician is responsible for following the instructions and specifications of the contractor and for ensuring that their work is done safely and correctly. Fourthly, the engineer or designer, who may be involved in the design of the electrical system. The engineer or designer is responsible for ensuring that the system is designed to meet the needs of the building and complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Fifthly, the inspector, who is responsible for inspecting the electrical work to ensure that it complies with applicable codes and regulations. The inspector is typically employed by the local government or a third-party inspection agency. The specific allocation of responsibility is often determined by contracts and agreements between the parties involved. For example, a contract between a property owner and an electrical contractor will typically outline the scope of work, payment terms, and responsibility for code compliance. Furthermore, local laws and regulations may also assign responsibility to specific parties. It's important to consult with legal professionals and review relevant contracts and local ordinances to determine the exact allocation of responsibility in any given situation. To elaborate further, let's consider the roles and responsibilities in more detail. The property owner has a fundamental duty to ensure the safety of their property and its occupants. This includes ensuring that all electrical systems are installed and maintained in compliance with applicable codes and regulations. While they may hire qualified professionals to perform the actual work, the ultimate responsibility for compliance often remains with the property owner. The electrical contractor plays a crucial role in ensuring the safe and code-compliant installation of electrical systems. They are responsible for hiring qualified electricians, obtaining necessary permits, and ensuring that all work is performed to the highest standards. The contractor also typically provides a warranty for their work, which provides additional protection for the property owner. The electrician is responsible for performing the hands-on electrical work in a safe and professional manner. They must be knowledgeable of the NEC and other applicable codes and regulations and must follow the instructions and specifications of the contractor. The electrician also has a responsibility to identify and report any potential safety hazards to the contractor. The engineer or designer, if involved, is responsible for designing an electrical system that meets the needs of the building and complies with all applicable codes and regulations. They must consider factors such as load calculations, voltage drop, and overcurrent protection to ensure the safe and reliable operation of the system. The inspector plays a vital role in ensuring the safety and code compliance of electrical installations. They review the plans and specifications for the project, inspect the work in progress, and conduct a final inspection to ensure that all work meets the requirements of the NEC and other applicable codes and regulations. If violations are found, the inspector has the authority to require corrections before the system can be energized. It's important to note that responsibility can also be shared or transferred through contracts and insurance policies. For example, a property owner may require an electrical contractor to carry liability insurance, which would protect the property owner from financial losses in the event of an accident or injury caused by the contractor's work. In addition, contracts may specify the allocation of responsibility for specific tasks or aspects of the project. For example, the contract may state that the contractor is responsible for obtaining all necessary permits and inspections, while the property owner is responsible for providing access to the property. In conclusion, while the NEC provides detailed requirements for the safe installation of electrical systems, it does not explicitly define who is ultimately responsible for the installation. Responsibility is often distributed among various parties, including the property owner, electrical contractor, electrician, engineer or designer, and inspector. The specific allocation of responsibility is determined by contracts, local laws, and regulations. It's important to consult with legal professionals and review relevant documents to determine the exact allocation of responsibility in any given situation. This information is for educational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice. Always consult with a qualified professional for advice tailored to your specific situation. Understanding the roles and responsibilities in electrical installations is crucial for ensuring safety and code compliance. By working together and clearly defining each party's obligations, property owners, contractors, electricians, engineers, and inspectors can help to create safe and reliable electrical systems. Moreover, it's essential to stay updated on the latest changes and amendments to the NEC and other applicable codes and regulations. The electrical industry is constantly evolving, and new technologies and installation methods are being developed. Staying informed about these changes is crucial for ensuring that all electrical work is performed to the highest standards. Furthermore, it's important to choose qualified and licensed electrical professionals. Hiring unqualified or unlicensed individuals can lead to unsafe installations and potential code violations. Always verify the credentials and experience of any electrical contractor or electrician before hiring them. In addition to the technical aspects of electrical installations, it's also important to consider the ethical implications. Electrical professionals have a responsibility to act in a manner that is consistent with the highest standards of honesty and integrity. This includes providing accurate and truthful information to clients, avoiding conflicts of interest, and adhering to all applicable laws and regulations. In summary, the ultimate responsibility for electrical installation work is a multifaceted issue that depends on various factors, including contracts, local laws, and the specific roles and responsibilities of each party involved. While the NEC provides the technical standards for safe installations, it does not explicitly define legal responsibility.